All right, guys, welcome back. Talking about body game, talking about lean is law, talking about transforming your lives, our lives, talking about all these things, and I can't overstate it. If you've never been lean, you have no idea. If you've never been lean, maybe you've been groomed. You know, it's hard to imagine a guy can go from totally not groomed, not lean, not dressing well, to doing all of those things. So I'm assuming that if you're watching these videos that you've been grooming yourself well, that you've been dressing well, you've just been way overweight. If you haven't been grooming and not dressing well, then hey man, uh, better late than never. But you really need to understand what's coming. And so I'm gonna give you an example of what I experienced in my own life. And again, I wasn't even on body game like that. I was just a 185, 190 pound dude with a jawline and some wide shoulders, right? And I experienced this. So I'm telling you, you you get your body right. This is what's coming. So I had a situation where there was a girl that went to high school with me that was probably 3 years ahead of me, something like that. Okay. She was pretty. I'm not going to describe her in too much detail, but she looked something like Paula Abdul, just younger, right? I mean, obviously, but something like that. Okay. I had a crush on her. I mean, everybody did, right? Yeah. I mean, like, why not? Well, anyway, I didn't know her, but I would see her around. So anyway, so fast forward many years later, I'm walking into a business. I'm not going to say what type of a business because again, I don't want to put any information out there on her like that. But just as fate would have it, I walked into a place where she was working on a part-time basis. So I recognized her instantly, and I was happy to see her because, I mean, she was a chick that I had always liked. I saw the giant wedding ring on her finger, so I wasn't even sweating like that. But it was just good to see a familiar face, right? This is probably now at this point, this is about, I don't know, maybe 15 years later or something like that, 14 years later, somewhere in there. I was probably around, I don't know, 27, 26. So maybe like 10, 12 years later, something like that. Anyway, point is this. Um, so I say hi. She doesn't know who I am, or at least she says that she doesn't. So I introduce myself. I go, yeah, like I remember you from. So she goes, oh, we went to high school together. I go, yeah. She said, oh wow, blah blah blah, this and that, friendly and everything. So then every time I would see her, we would exchange pleasantries. But again, I'm not thinking anything of it. She's in a customer facing position and she's married. So I'm not tripping. So then one day she goes, hey, I'm having a party at the crib for, I think it was another family member. Why don't you come by? I'm like, oh, bet, because in my mind, I know she's a baddie. She must have some baddie friends or relatives. So I'm like, yeah, sign me up for that. Well, so I wind up going to the party, and it seems like it was more of like a couples thing, and I didn't bring my girl because I was living a little foul. Sorry, but excuse me, but yeah. So I went solo. Well, everything was fine. Went there. I didn't stay long because, like I'm saying, from what I remember, I think it was more of like a couple scene, and I was like, I'm out of here. So anyway, so I leave. Well, say that was a Saturday night. Monday mid-morning, early afternoon, I happened to be home, I think it was. At some point, maybe it was even like the following day, maybe it was Sunday. Or whenever it was, I get a call. It's her. She calls me up and she's hysterical on the other end. Lee, I'm like, yeah, I need to ask you, can you tell my husband that there's nothing going on between us? Yo, man. And I can hear dude in the background. And I had met the guy. He seemed perfectly friendly, perfectly happy to see me there, no issues whatsoever. He's in the background going nuts. I really was worried for her well-being. Seriously. I was really worried that, yo, man, this dude sounds irate enough that he sounds like he could hurt her. Scared me to death. So I can hear, so it seems like I was probably on speakerphone or something, because like it seemed like he could hear me talking. So maybe not, but at some point I'm like, well, hey, let me speak to him. And I'm like, hey man, listen, I said, you don't ever have to worry about me being around your wife again. I'm never going to talk to her again. I'm not even going to go to where she works anymore. And I didn't, right? But that's how crazy it was. That's how crazy it was, man. These chicks will, and I'm not saying she was risking it all. I can't tell you what her intentions were, right? I was a high school classmate, but we didn't know each other. But she gave me her number, right? I gave her mine. So there are people that would say that's a violation right there. And I was young and inexperienced at that point, so I didn't get it. Now I get it. That could have gotten me killed. Could have. So I'm telling you guys this because you have to understand that with great power comes great responsibility. And you have to wield this power with discretion, right? Because you can very easily get jammed up. These chicks will have you over at their crib, right? With a whole boyfriend somewhere within a 45-minute ride who could just pop up at any moment, right? He's supposed to be someplace else. That's why she felt safe to have you over there, right? Yeah. So just know this is what's coming, and you have to really, you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor, granted, but you have to be smart about these things because you can find yourself in a serious jam. So anyway, take that under advisement. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.